Hey everyone, welcome to Greenlight. So today we're going to be talking about Blu-ray Tuesday movies that are coming out, and today is Justice League's Zack Snyder's Justice League movie coming out on Blu-ray and 4K and on Steelbook. We're going to be talking about a bunch of Steelbooks that are coming out today too as well, and hopefully some that I want as well. And I did do a pre-order on my Justice League Steelbook as well, so expect that here on this channel. So let's get started. I got some things to talk about when it comes to that, so let's get started right now. All right. So today we're talking about the Justice League movie and the 4K Steelbook. I did do a pre-order, but there has been an issue. Basically, I have one of my other Steelbooks that I had pre-ordered here with Best Buy. And I had similar issues with it, except it was for in-store pickup. But this is supposed to be here at home right now, more or less. But basically, what you see here is a screenshot of my pre-order, and basically, I was supposed to get this already. I'm a huge Batman fan, and that's really a lot of the steelbooks that I tend to do here. I did the Long Halloween recently, and I didn't do part two. But I did want the Zack Snyder Justice League. I was just amped when I saw that even this movie was coming out, and they were allowing to kind of revamp the whole Justice League franchises in general. So, as you can see here, I'm having problems here even with my headphones. It turns out they broke, they snapped. They're not form-fitting for my big head. So, let me just kind of fix that here real quick. But I do have, I guess, an announcement. I'll be doing some changes, as you can see. Oh, sorry. As you can see here, there's some like technical things like webcam and stuff like that. My wife and I have talked about, we just paid off our television, our new Samsung Q LED television that we bought at Best Buy, and you can check that out here on this channel as well. So you can check that out and check out this television here as well, and even a remote. We ended up losing the remote, so you can find out how to fix that. With all that being said, let's just get started here on some Blu-rays, and let's get started on the Justice League Blu-ray real quick. Let's get this here, but before we get started real quick, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the like button for this channel here. It really helps me out here on this channel. Do a lot of filmmaking tutorials and videos to help you better your filmmaking, as well as Blu-ray Tuesday things that I do, and trying to talk about Blu-rays and how they can help you with filmmaking too, because their special features are amazing and chock filled with information from professionals that you want to get certain visuals and certain looks. It's tough when you're following everybody else here on YouTube. They're going to give you their point of view and how they achieved certain looks, but when you want to go above and beyond and get a certain look that Hollywood makes, you kind of have to watch these documentaries and see how they create their films. Today, we're going to be talking about Justice League. This is the Blu-ray cover of the slipcover of the Justice League movie. Now, this is being a whole movie that they had to basically remake the first film again, and they took only maybe like they say 25%, I think, but it's really like 15%. Really, this movie is really long. It's almost a 4-hour long film, and to this day, I've only seen half of it. I still got to finish the rest of it. Me and my wife are watching it piece by piece. We're treating it like a piece of television, but I'm so happy that it came out on 4K and Steelbook, and I can get my copy and then talk about it. So let's put the Steelbook, the slipcover for the 4K real quick. We could talk about the special features. Special features aren't, excuse me, sorry. Special features aren't like grand here. And reason being is just because it was a remake and everything like that. But it basically it revamps the whole Justice League and DC universe, and then just kind of directs it over into the direction that Zack Snyder and Christopher Nolan intended it to be, basically. Let's put the back end here, and let's talk about the special features here real quick. And automatically, from what I see here, as you can see, it's just one like documentary. I'm kind of just saying like it's a documentary. I'm assuming it's a documentary because it's Warner Brothers. It's called The Road to Justice League. And whenever they kind of get a little fancy in just any Hollywood film, usually when they get fancy on their special features like this, it's usually because it's like a little bit of a documentary. So I'm expecting maybe 40 to 45 minutes, maybe even longer than that. I'm hoping more than an hour. Anything more than an hour, they usually get really in depth on their storytelling or anything to do with how they created the film. So when they go in depth, it's great information for filmmakers like you and me, just fans in general. And when you're a fan of a film, it just and as a student of film too, you're coming in at this, with your ears and eyes all wide open, like extra, like in a huge way, because you're not only quite interested as a fan and just it tickles your fancy, into Batman and all this stuff, but you're learning filmmaking, so it's just much easier for you to learn certain things, seeing them do filmmaking with franchises and characters that you care about. So that's very, very important here. So this is cool. So it says director Zack Snyder reflects on his trilogy of films in the DC universe. Basically, Man of Steel, Batman versus Superman, Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, basically. And then it goes into the Zack Snyder's Justice League, which is this one in 4 hours, which initially was supposed to be split up into 2 films anyways. So it's great to see his take on the whole universe and just seeing where this is going. And it really vamped, just if you look at Wonder Woman 2, all these films are all coming off of this specific universe, and they're just kind of negating the whole Justice League movie they had before that was PG-13. This is R-rated, by the way, so this definitely is going to be like big and tickle the fancy of like big fans and just older fans like myself, especially with the next film coming out. With The Flash. I don't think Zack Snyder's directing that. I know he's producing it, so we should be getting more from The Flash from this movie onto his own movie, and introducing a whole universe of like Tim Burton and stuff like that, and bringing him in, having Ben Affleck and stuff like that into this film. So that's very, very cool. They're trying to do like the multiverse type of thing going on too as well. But one thing that DC can do that Marvel can't is basically do darker films and touch on certain themes that you can't find in Marvel films, even though they keep trying, like with shows like Loki and stuff like that. So a little bit darker themes and stuff. So this is really, really cool. So I'm excited about getting my copy, hopefully really, really soon. But I was showing my Mortal Kombat Steelbook, and I did get that, but I never got to do a video or anything about that. I may be releasing like pictures of it, kind of like a less of like a screenshot type of looking. I do pictures of making it look like you're opening it up yourself and all that on Instagram, so you can check it out. Check those out and enjoy for yourself. But I will be releasing that eventually soon as well. So let's get into all the other releases of the other copies that they have. Speaking of like his trilogy, is they are releasing it all together in a trilogy pack. They're calling it Zack Snyder's Justice League trilogy, and it's in 4K, and it has this little slipcover, as you can see, like a clear slipcover with the words on it. I like it when they do little things like that, clever things. I like it when they go a little bit more above and beyond, which is why I like the Steelbook. When you open it up and see artwork inside of your Blu-ray or 4K copy. So I come from that DVD collector's edition era where, you know, like I had a Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and it looked like a little book inside too, and stuff like that. I love stuff like that. So they don't quite do that anymore with Blu-rays and 4Ks. I miss it a little bit. With certain movies, I try to just go and do it myself, and I'm looking for the Ultimate Edition for Harry Potter. I'm just a Warner Brothers nut. I love Warner Brothers. I'm a huge Warner Brothers fan, and my son loves Lego, the Lego stuff. So they were doing really good with that Lego universe kind of thing in Warner Brothers, but I guess they lost their thing with that, and they had a bunch of Batman stuff in there too, which was really cool. And my wife loves Wonder Woman and all that. She has a nice little shirt about that too. So it just we're glad to see where this is going too, because my wife's a huge fan of I forget her name. I think is Gal Gadot. I believe that's how it's spelled. It's said. That's her name, I believe. The Wonder Woman. Who plays Wonder Woman, and she's coming out with another movie really soon with The Rock. We're probably going to check out. So let's move on into what comes into this pack real quick, and you get a bunch of little artwork and stuff like that for each character, which is really cool. So these are like collector's stuff that you get. And then let's check out the steelbook. This is basically the steelbook that I was looking to get, and I just loved with all their hands in the front like that. And all that, and it looked really cool, and it just looked sleek with the clouds in the background and all. And then when you open it up inside, it's very colorful, and it has this saturated Zack Snyder look, and it's not like the saturated look that we saw in the I wouldn't say the original, but that PG-13 version that we saw that was hacked up by an Avengers director. They were trying to Avengers the Justice League, and it just didn't work. You can't just do that. Different characters, different motivations. It just doesn't work here in this universe. They have darker themes, and their back stories are just way different. So you have to do it differently. So I'm glad he did it in his own way. Even did this 4x3 aspect, which is interesting, and it goes kind of with our thing nowadays with the aspect ratio of the long form kind of look when it comes to the cell phones and stuff like that, stories, Instagram stories, and Facebook and all that going on. So it was really cool with the 4x3 and seeing that. I didn't quite lean into that on my end when it came to my documentary, but I opened it up a little bit, and you see kind of like a sliver of black on the side, so you know it's more or less of a 4x3, but when put into a big screen, it just looks slightly, you see more detail, and you see a little bit more of the image and what's going on, slightly more concentrated, which is what I wanted there, and that's what it is. This is director choice of an aesthetic to tell a story, and to be able to tell it to the best of its ability, and really have it in front of the audience, so the audience could really perceive what you are trying to say with your story. So with all that being said, let's move on. We got more Blu-rays and stuff to talk about today. To get into really quick. The next ones that are new today don't have back ends. At least I don't have them here, and couldn't. I just didn't find it anywhere. I didn't quite look on Instagram real quick, but I'm not expecting much from a lot of these since the whole pandemic and everything. It's been tough getting special features for a lot of these Blu-rays. So the next movie we're going to be talking about today is The Getaway. So if you want the Justice League and more about them, just go ahead in the description below. I have IMDb links. You can go ahead and check that out after this live stream, or after this playback, whatever have you, whenever you end up finding this video and finding me here on YouTube. But today we're talking about The Getaway, and this is another Frank Grillo action film. And Frank Grillo is like really climbing up here on the Hollywood spectrum, and just cleaning up and making all these awesome action films, these awesome 90s action films. So this is a Lionsgate releasing. It's out today. Whoa. Sorry, putting my hand here. This is another thing that I need to get is these little tripods for my microphone here. I'm really gonna go ham here. My wife really wants me to make a conscious decision to lean in on YouTube hardcore, so none of these little mistakes happen anymore, and I don't kick the little stand here, and it drops my microphone here. This is just yeah, it just I'm already exhausted all these little things that I have. So yeah. Basically, so back to The Getaway. It's out today on Blu-ray, so you can go in the description below for IMDb for this film as well and find out more about this film. But it's out today. Another new film from Frank Grillo that you can check out. So we're gonna move on to our next film. And our next Blu-ray today is Great White. It says producers of 47 Meters Down. I'm gonna drink a swig of water real quick. All right, because I'm also drinking some coffee here, so it makes me a little I guess a little dehydrated as I'm talking and stuff like that. Here, it's a lot of things that you gotta do when you're doing live, you know. So I see here that this is a film that's coming out today here on Great White. It's out on Blu-ray today, and of course there's no back end here because since they're low budget type of films, usually sometimes the back ends don't show up. So I try to go out sometimes for this and do it. We may do one today, and I may do a quick one to show you. Like a quick little video and release that. I did that once before, and it worked a little bit, and I got to show a little bit of some back ends that I couldn't quite find on the internet, you know, and that's what I try to do. I'm trying to help you find all this right information, special features from films that you love that can help you understand it better too. Alright, so with all that being said, Great White is also in the description below with IMDb links, so you can check out the filmmakers, check out the trailers, and the cast and crew. And we're going to move on to our next film. And our next film today, this is an extended director's cut, really cool, so you can check this out today. It's Apocalypse 45, and you can check it out now today, and in the description below I have IMDb links for this film and for all the films that we talk about here today, so you can check out the filmmakers and check out the cast and crew as well. So it's out now on Blu-ray. You can check out Apocalypse 45. Let me know in the live chat or in the playback, the comments of the playback, if you check this film out. And the next film today we're going to be talking about is Kevin Bacon and Amanda Seyfried film. You Should Have Left. Alright, so this film is now out on Blu-ray. We did see this. I know me and my wife definitely saw this film, and I thought it was really cool. We thought it was really good psychological horror film, like thriller, psychological thriller, I would say. Excuse me, sorry. Me and my wife love like horror thrillers, not more or less like horror, like gore and stuff. We're not so big on like the whole slasher movie world. If I ever get into slasher movies, is maybe Friday the 13th, but that's the only thing, that's as far as I've ever gotten when it comes to slasher films, or liking any of them. And I did like the remake, so I'm not even a good slasher film enthusiast. You know what I'm saying? So I like these psychological ones and everything, and so does my wife. And I love stuff like that, like even films like Inception, The Matrix, and all that. So shout outs to The Matrix that's coming out actually, and Warner Brothers again. I saw a teaser today for in 2 days from now on Thursday. You're gonna find out about a new trailer that comes out for the new Matrix that's coming out, Resurrection, Matrix 4. So you could go ahead and check that out. That's out there. That's going to be out there right now. You can check a teaser out that's out right now for the trailer. So it's really cool. This is where we're at nowadays. Teasers for the trailer. That was never a thing growing up for me. So that's really, really cool, and I love that. But I'm hooked. I got hooked on that. So I just can't wait for Thursday right now on that. So I actually do recommend this film too. Not just The Matrix, but I actually do recommend You Should Have Left. It was a very good psychological horror film. And I was telling my wife about another Warner Brothers one that's coming out, Malignant, and I usually don't offer horror films ever. And I told her, she knows that if I'm offering it, it's because it's too good to not like watch it. So it has a good story, or it really is mind bending. If it's mind bending, my wife will go for it. Anything that's like really smart, not to like, be like my wife's the smartest person in the world, but and we are the smartest couple in the world or something. It's not like that. It's more of like, it's more on the sense of horror movies are like, you gotta have a taste for that, you gotta want to see that every day, see people get tore up, for no reason, if there is no reason, so it's gotta be your thing. I just like the fantasy and the story aspect of things, at least to myself, and I know my wife does too. I can't stress this out anymore about this film, obviously. Kevin Bacon and Amanda Seyfried film, out today on Blu-ray. I do not have the back end. Another film I wish I do have the back end for, that we can talk about, and we could talk about maybe the special features. Maybe there would be some cool things here that they have here, but we do not have the back end. I couldn't find it anywhere from what I saw on the internet. So we're going to move on to our last new releases today. And the last of the new release today is called American Badger. American Badger is also out on Blu-ray today, and it's an action film. You can check it out in the description below. I have IMDb links for you and for all the films today that we talk about here today. And in the description below, you can find out about the filmmakers, the cast and crew, and everybody there. And check out the trailer, check out the film, see if you're interested in seeing the film yourself. So with all that being said, we're going to go right into our re-releases. And this re-release, I'm kind of excited to talk about really quick here. This re-release is a documentary about filmmaking, almost, in a sense. It's called Elstree 1976. So you see a lot of familiar like helmets here and suits from Star Wars, from the original Star Wars trilogy, I believe. From what you see here is I see even Darth Vader in the middle. I see a stormtrooper on top, and then wow, why am I forgetting who this guy is? The gunner here, which is basically like the suits that Luke Skywalker wore in New Hope. I'm a huge Star Wars fan, but I've been I guess a Star Wars fan in the closet, they say, or something. When you don't really talk about it as much. But I'm a huge Batman fan, and just the only other thing I've ever been like really into as a kid. And behind me, when I come back, you'll see VHS of the New Hope that I have, and I also have here a cup of R2D2 that I just got recently. So I'm kind of leaning into it, and my wife just for the first time, we as a family went to downtown Disney in Los Angeles, in Anaheim, finally. I've never been there before. I've never been to Disneyland. I've been to Disney World. So this is like Disney history and all that, but we basically only been to downtown Disney, and we checked out the I forgot what it was called, but the Star Wars store. I think it was Launchpad or something like that. And I know it was so impressive to my wife, and my wife was just so impressed at how cute Baby Yoda was, that I guess we got home, and then she just wanted to watch Star Wars. Like, all of a sudden, she was so keen on like and open to watching The Mandalorian. So we've been watching the first season. We're kind of so for me, I'm watching it the second time. She's watching it the first time, and I like watching it the second time as a filmmaker. I feel like I have seen at least the first episode once or twice in a row before. I love the way they introduced his character, so Western and old school, like a Clint Eastwood, John Wayne type film or something, and all that. It's just kind of crazy, because it's like I'm saying all these things, and I'm just excited that my wife is getting into it. Maybe eventually my son will get into it too. But I love how the world is so immersive, like a Harry Potter type thing. My wife is just hugely into. So very, very cool. So I know this has nothing to do with this documentary, but this documentary is mainly about all these people that worked as these characters that are extras. Basically, I've worked as an extra on a TV show called Burn Notice. I've done it before for other, I think it was just for Burn Notice. I've done a couple episodes on that. I believe that's what it was, and I have a lot of friends like my friend Jabari. He's done it before and done a lot of extra work and stuff like that. But these guys, I guess, they worked on these films and they never knew that, at least with the first New Hope, that it was going to be what it is today. And a lot of them, their careers have skyrocketed just being in the original trilogy. And they're going to Comic-Con and all this stuff and signing posters. And people are just fans and have toys of them just because when the first film came out, it came out, and then on Christmas they didn't have any toys, so they just like over promised, and then the year, starting the next year after that, it's just a rollout of toys of every character. So it was just kind of insane. So with all that being said, I highly recommend checking this out. This talks a lot about behind the scenes and how they were on set, and either they felt like they never got either the recognition that they should have, which is something that I thought they were going to go on here, but from the trailer it didn't seem like that. I'm really interested in this. I'm actually going to go check this out on my own, but there was something about the original Darth Vader and him not liking the film and thinking it was very dumb and cheesy, and was like, I don't even want my name on this picture. That's just something famous that had gone around, so I'm hoping they go and touch in on that in this documentary, which would be really, really cool. So check it out. This is a piece of history. It's a documentary that's out now and on a Blu-ray today, so you can go ahead and check it out. It's a re-release, and it talks a lot about filmmaking and stuff like that. I have IMDb for this in the description below, so you can check out the trailers and check out the filmmakers as well. So we're going to move on to our next of the re-releases. And our next of the re-releases is not just Blu-ray, but on 4K. It's just these 4K releases of Alfred Hitchcock films. So the first of it is Rear Window. Rear Window is one of my favorites. Like, I adore this film, and a lot of people don't realize that this is it was actually remade with Shia LaBeouf. So what was the name of that movie? Jeez, I have it here. And I can't. Disturbia. That's why I almost just had to think about it. I almost had a brain fart on that one. So Disturbia is basically a remake of Rear Window here, and it basically takes place a little bit way more in the present here. But Rear Window, he broke his leg, and he's a photographer, a field photographer. So basically, he goes and gets photos of things and gets them for magazines and newspapers and things like that. But now he is like bedridden and he's at home, and now he's just peeping and everybody. And it's something that happens. Like, me and my wife were talking about, like, you tend to start to like people watch sometimes when you're bored at a mall or something like that. And that's what I told my wife when I was younger. It was, if you had to go to the mall or something like that, and we had to shop with my sister or anything like that, and it was like, girl stuff, it just, one way to pass time, you just tend to start looking at other families and looking at other people and just learning, how other people act and just how, human beings are and the human condition. And I see that for, at least for me, it's gone farther than that, all the way into filmmaking. And that's what I want to do. I love being able to tell the story of the human condition on film. And that's what I love about this, and telling other people about it too, and sharing it and sharing the love for it as well, and seeing other people's love for it too really is really, really cool. So let's get in the special features real quick. This is the back end here, and they did release this on Steelbook, so we will talk about it. But I have seen the special features big time on this one, for like a special edition one that I had for this for Rear Window. And on this channel too, I do have a little bit of you can find it here, sounds of Hitchcock, and you can find out more about how he uses sound design and everything with the Rear Window movie. And I actually took documentary clips of their making ofs about that, and put it together and made my own YouTube video about it. So it's here on this channel, and you can check it out. First thing I see, and we're gonna fade it in here, really cool, is Rear Window Ethics. Cool. Ooh. Now this is what I'm talking about, and some maybe even a reason why I would want to buy this on Steelbook and be worth it for filmmakers is an original documentary, Rear Window Ethics, and they're definitely going to talk about the ethical idea of just people watching and all that stuff that saying that me and my wife do, and just assuming too. You don't want to be assuming people's lives, so I never try to do that. I exercise a really strict thing in my own brain, is that if I assume one thing, I have to assume something else too. So it's like the multiverse scenario. So if you're thinking that that person likes blue, well, maybe that person also likes pink. Or actually likes pink or something like that, or actually likes something else, or you know what I'm saying. So you can't say that, especially nowadays, people are very different, and there is no one kind of person anymore. And that's what I love, and it makes it more complicated. It's hard for people, and that's why a lot of people may be against that, but I love it because it does make it more complicated. It makes even my job more complicated, and I love it. It just makes me geek out more when it comes to characters and creating characters, and that's what I love about writing. It's just everything, and that's what I think that they're gonna dive in big time here on this documentary. So highly expect that here, and we're gonna go in here real quick, real fast through this conversation with the screenwriters. Really cool. So we're gonna learn about screenwriting a little bit more and how they feel about their characters and all, and screenwriting with Alfred Hitchcock, which is really cool. And then the next one I see here is Pure Cinema Through the Eyes of the Master. Oh, cool. So they're going to be talking about how Alfred Hitchcock here and this film, and how it's very reminiscent to voyeurism. The word voyeurism is just a word for being a director and filmmaker. So if you don't know that already, I'm just going to call you out right now here. If you don't know that here right now, I'm calling you out, and I'm calling myself out. I'm calling everybody out. You look at everybody, and you not only assuming 5 different scenarios of a person, but it's just an exercise in your brain of trying to create characters and stuff like that. As long as you're not using these assumptions against people in real life, which I highly recommend not doing. Please don't do that. I highly recommend using these ideas so you can write characters not based on what you see, outside of a person, but what you're thinking inside of the person and who they are inside, internally, and what makes them who they are, and what makes them want to buy that Marvel shirt or that whatever. Like, I love the Batman. So what does that tell you about me? As a filmmaker and as a tech guy, and all this stuff. Doesn't that tell you a little bit about me and loving Batman and really into that whole world and stuff like that, and how he's very technically minded and stuff like that, and using that to his advantage and being smart about things? I love that, and I love being able to use Google and all these tools that we have here to our benefit, including Blu-rays, obviously, with all this information. So with all that being said, I'm gonna power through these last ones. See here, the sound of Hitchcock, breaking barriers. That's what I was talking about here. That's also included, what was included in my DVD version that I had. Hitchcock, Truffaut interview excerpts. Really cool. So that's gonna be old school type of interviews that they archived and stuff like that. Masters of Cinema. And this is a plethora of information here for any filmmaker, and you need to take these old things and just put them into the now. There's a lot of the way that films are made, they haven't changed at all, you know. And with the whole Mandalorian thing too, with the LED screens in the background, back then they used to use matte paintings, like in Mary Poppins and stuff like that. Somebody used to paint really, really detailed paintings way in the back that would just be blurred out, you know what I'm saying? And then they build these buildings on set. So you know, they built this guy's apartment, and then across from it is another apartment building that they built with a couple, I think with 3 floors, a couple floors or something like that, or more, because it's supposed to take place in New York. So really cool. And this is something that happens a lot. You can find that in like Batman Begins and things like that. And just knowing all this information, knowing what's out there, you can kind of get in your head how to create these films. You can do a lot of pre-production before, and then sell your idea easily, and have all this pre-production ready when you're selling your idea, with concept art, locations, and all that. So this is kind of bringing all that together, and that's why you need to learn from these big guys. So I'm going to go quickly into the Steelbook. See the Steelbook here, love it, classic already, the classic Steelbook Hitchcock thing in the back with his head on it, and they really putting in these photos. They're really going ham on these, and they're coming out so beautifully done, and I really think I'm going to go after this. But there's another one here out today too that's really cool. Obviously the Justice League already, like, I'm waiting for it, you know. So with all that being said, let's go on to our next one with Hitchcock, and it's Vertigo. And this is a true thing out there, so I just gotta say, this is not something that is that people talk about a lot, and being a real sickness, and it's true, and it's out there. So we're gonna go into, let's go straight into the behind the scenes real quick, the back end. So this is the 4K with the slipcover, I believe, or I don't think it's gonna have a slipcover or something. Ooh, I moved it too far over. So you see the back end here, and we're just gonna zoom in too, so we can talk about the special features real fast. Alright. So let's get that there. Alright, obsessed with Vertigo, new life for Hitchcock's masterpiece. So I think he started more or less like the thriller, where it was more internal stuff and things that you can't quite show on film externally, and that's what I love, because it's something that a lot of people don't understand. People are very, like, read a book by its cover, I guess, in the world, and everything is such a 1, 2, 3 microwave era right now, and everything's so given to you so easily that people don't realize that there's a lot of internal things that are going on in people's lives that you need to be aware of. You need to be aware of other, not only other people's feelings, but sometimes people will have things that you don't realize, like these vertigos and stuff like that. Sometimes it's, you know, people have it for different situations. He has it with heights. Like I don't have that with heights, but I have a fear of heights. I can't do that. I can't be up on the Empire State Building and look straight down and not feel something. You feel what I'm saying? Like I feel something there. And it's not the vertigo, but the thing is, like, there's a lot of these things that people have different type of things going on in their own bodies and their own equilibrium too that you don't know. So it's good to respect all that. And I love it when movies are using that into a thriller aspect and stuff like that, and using that and making an existential thing and bringing it into an internal, you know, emotion and feel like I could feel for this character, for James Stewart, more because I relate to him and what he's going through in this film. So it's really cool. I haven't seen this film. I think I saw it once, actually, to be honest, I think in school, but I don't remember it too well. So I think I might check it out in the future again. But it looks like they're going to go dive in deep, really deep here in these special features. It says partners in crime, Hitchcock collaborators, really cool, talking about collaborators. And then those the Truffaut interview excerpts again. but with Vertigo instead of Rear Window. There's another one here for foreign censorship ending. So there was a censorship ending, I guess, a foreign censorship ending, and they've done that before. I've heard that being done with like a Clockwork Orange and stuff like that. The Vertigo archives, really cool. So they're gonna go in deep here again with maybe even some behind the scenes stuff or like longer takes. Maybe he walks in the camera to say something to James Stewart or any one of the actors real quick to give him a quick directing bit. So and then the next thing I see here is restoration of the trailer. And then feature commentary with film director William Friedkin. Okay, so William Friedkin is he's the director of The Exorcist, and they tend to go to him a lot for like filmmaking talk and cinema talk when it comes to directors and classic directors like Alfred Hitchcock, or anything to do with like horror too as well. So let's get into the Steelbook real quick, so you can see the Steelbook again. Classic of his head there, very cool. Oh, this is nice. I just noticed the inside of it. Sorry, of this Steelbook. That's very, very sweet. And I haven't seen the movie yet. Well, I've seen it, but I can't say I did because I don't remember it too well. So let's get into the thing here real quick. John Carpenter. Why it's so hard? John Carpenter's The Thing. So The Thing is released on 4K today, and we're gonna get into the back end here too, special features, and it's really wow. They got some good special features. This is what I was talking about when it comes to the Steelbook. This might be some cool practical effects, special features. I hope would be in here, and it would be stuff to really learn from. So let's fade in, zoom in copy of this. There we go. So John Carpenter is The Thing. Terror Takes Shape. So Terror Takes Shape. I'm wondering if that's going to be a little bit of like a documentary type of thing. This is a Universal film being re-released, a classic film that's being re-released on Universal and on 4K, and I believe this could be a little bit of a documentary, so we could be getting almost a 40-minute type of documentary here, talking about the whole just how they created the film and everything like that, and just kind of giving all the information of even creature effects and stuff. So I know they're going through that, because I did see a special edition documentary DVD of this, and I've seen it as well on YouTube as well too. So if you look for it, it's out here on YouTube. It's a bootleg, and it's not something I recommend and stuff like that, but it's there if you want the information. But I highly recommend getting this Blu-ray though, this 4K, getting your copy and checking this out, because I'm sure they're gonna have a lot of information in that one. Really cool outtakes, and then feature commentary with the director John Carpenter and Kurt Russell. Really cool with the actor. So that's awesome here. And let's get into the Steelbook, because the Steelbook is so sweet, and that's why I kind of want to get the Steelbook. And with the special features like that, makes it almost better than Justice League a little bit. It's kind of tough to say that, being such a Batman fan, but I got a bunch of Steelbooks for Batman, so I try to for some reason I've been getting trying to go after more of the Batman Steelbooks. So they don't have one for Dark Knight Rises, but let me know in the comments down below, or in the live chat, if there is one, and I know there is one. Just direct to me where to go. Let's have a conversation about it. And this is amazing artwork from behind there, the back and the front, with the face kind of splitting apart like that. Kurt Russell inside of it with the flamethrower, just classic. And I just highly recommend just looking out for this. And I will be looking out for this. I'm going to be going to Best Buy. Hopefully, I think we're going to be going to Best Buy today. Hopefully today. I did get this Mortal Kombat at Best Buy and did pre-order it, and I did do a pre-order for my Justice League. I just don't understand what's going on and why I haven't gotten my copy. And real quick here, see some people on the live chat. Just want to say hello to Mad Dragon. Thank you for always showing up on the live chat and give me a shout out and just kind of like blessing my day all the time. That you're always kind of blessing this channel every time and just kind of just keeping the channel kind of going. And lately, like I've been seeing him a lot, and he's been giving me shout outs in his live chats. So this is a live chat here, so I'm giving him a shout out here. So go ahead and check out his channel. He does a lot of like traveling videos, and he does. I think he's gonna be changing some stuff up here and there. He's got like 2 channels. I can't quite say. One's more traveling, one's not. One's more. This one's South Carolina. Mad Dragon, so it's in South Carolina, and things I guess you could do there that are fun. So it's really, really cool. So I have fun just checking him out and just kind of traveling around with him. And then hi to you too, Patrick Danes. Hi, and shout outs to you. Thank you for joining us here on this live chat and saying what's up. And I'll be seeing you here next time on the next video. Go ahead and check out these videos here, latest videos. I did recently release an SSD to my iMac, which is what makes it go a lot faster and everything like that, and showing you how to do that and installing all that on your computer and installing Mac OS into the SSD and then working off of that. So it's really, really cool. It kind of makes my video editing and my 3D renders go a little quicker, and I could just move a lot faster and get things done and move at the speed of thought, which is really cool. So hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you here next time. Later.